Welcome to Catholic News World.
Welcome to Catholic News World. Please subscribe to our channel. My name is Steph. Here are this week's breaking news headlines.
In Michigan, Grand Blanc Township, on Sunday, September 28th, a church attack occurred at 10:25 in the morning. The mass shooting took place at a Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints meeting house in Michigan, USA. According to police, a shooter crashed his vehicle into the church and then opened fire on a crowd of worshipers inside. Then a large fire, possibly set by the shooter, broke out in the church building after the shooting. 5 people were killed, including the shooter, and 8 were injured and are currently in stable condition. The shooter was killed by police on the scene within 8 minutes of the attack. Witnesses said that the perpetrator, a white American male named Thomas Jacob Sanford, rammed his silver Chevrolet Silverado into the front of the church before shooting people. He had 3 improvised explosive devices inside of the truck. The attacker's truck had 2 American flags mounted on the back. He opened fire on the church service attended by hundreds of people, including children. The man was wearing camouflage pants and used a semi-automatic rifle. The shooter was confronted by 2 police officers who exchanged gunfire with him and killed him at the scene at 10:33 a.m. The fire was contained by the afternoon hours. According to reports, the fire caused the church to partially collapse. The shooter, who also set the church on fire, was identified as a war veteran, aged 40, from Burton, Michigan. Thomas Jacob Sanford was born in 1985. He was raised in Atlas Township, Michigan. He was a war veteran who fought in Iraq. He and his wife had a baby boy with a rare brain condition called congenital hyperinsulinism. According to a GoFundMe page from 2015, the family was in need of donations to help pay for the medical care of the child. Please pray for the victims, church members, and their families. The LDS Church has raised over $300,000 for the widow of the church shooter and his sick child.
Please subscribe to our channel.
On September 30th, 2025, about 10 p.m. local time, an earthquake with a magnitude of 6.9 hit the Visayas archipelago in the Philippines. Newly installed Cebu Archbishop Alberto Oy extended his condolences to families who lost loved ones in the magnitude 6.9 earthquake that struck northern Cebu late Tuesday. The country was recovering from a typhoon on September 22nd that left 30 dead. It was the strongest earthquake ever recorded in northern Cebu and the deadliest in the country since 2013, with its epicenter located off the coast of Cebu province. Thousands of aftershocks were recorded. The earthquake killed at least 72 people and injured 559 others. A total of $60.91 million worth of infrastructure was damaged. Numerous buildings and houses collapsed, including churches and hospitals. Widespread power outages occurred and landslides caused damage. My condolences to all who lost their loved ones because of the earthquake. May the Lord grant you strength and hope, Archbishop Oy said in a statement. The Archbishop called on communities to remain united in prayer and mutual support as they recover from the disaster. In times of hardship, let us all unite in prayer and mutual help, he said. Several churches were damaged, prompting the Archdiocese of Cebu to suspend their use until structural assessments are completed. In an advisory, the Archdiocese directed parishes in hard-hit areas to refrain from celebrating Mass inside their churches until engineers declare the buildings safe. It also ordered inspections of all churches and rectories in the Archdiocese. Refrain from using your churches until the proper experts have carried out the assessment and declared the structures safe for use, it added. The Catholic Shrine of St. Rose of Lima in Cebu was also badly damaged. Pope Leo XIV expressed sympathy, prayer, and condolences for the victims of the Cebu earthquake, relayed through the Apostolic Nuncio. Please pray for the Philippines.
Please subscribe to our channel.
The Catholic bishops of the United States have issued an urgent appeal for all to pray for an end to the war in Gaza. As details emerge of a new 20-point plan to end the war in Gaza, which includes provisions for the freeing of hostages, amnesty for those willing to accept peace, the ability for Gazans to remain on their land, and robust humanitarian and development assistance in the Strip. I call on Catholics and all men and women of goodwill to, once again, pray ardently for an end to this devastating war. As an international community, and people of faith who deeply care for all our brothers and sisters who live in the land of Christ's life, death, and glorious resurrection. We cannot lose this opportunity for peace, said Bishop Elias Zayden, chairman of the U.S. Conference of Catholic Bishops Committee on International Justice and Peace. Bishop Zayden. Crucially, this plan incorporates Israel's and Palestine's neighbors, including Jordan and Egypt, in a multilateral coordination for the plan's implementation that recognizes the reality of the region's interconnectedness. I am especially hopeful of the plan's interfaith dialogue process, which is intended to create a greater sense of community between Israelis and Palestinians based on the values of tolerance and peaceful coexistence. As Pope Leo XIV recently reminded us, the deepest purpose of the Church's social doctrine is a contribution to peace and dialogue in the service of building bridges of universal fraternity. Cautiously calling the peace plan a realistic proposal, Pope Leo XIV expressed hope that Hamas would accept the plan within the established time frame. In this difficult context, any peace plan will involve challenges that will require the utmost effort and cooperation from all sides. However, as an international community and people of faith who deeply care for all our brothers and sisters who live in the land of Christ's life, death, and glorious resurrection, we cannot lose this opportunity for peace. May Our Lady, Seat of Wisdom, instill on all sides a sincere willingness to attain peace.
Please subscribe to our channel.
On October 1st, 2 Catholic priests were attacked and beaten in western India in the early morning. Yukon News reported that about 12 men with sticks forcibly entered St. Joseph's Catholic Church in Tumdaji, a small village in the state of Jharkhand, around 2:30 a.m. Attacks on 5 Catholic priests and their institutions over the past 3 months in Jharkhand are thought to be part of a series of pre-planned assaults by vested interest groups, church leaders allege. After assaulting them, the attackers stole cash from the church, leaving parish priest Father Thomas Soring and Father Emmanuel Bagwar seriously injured. They were admitted to a clinic for treatment. Father Peter Barla, a former member of the India chapter of Cygnus, a global Catholic media organization, said the attack was pre-planned. The priest said that over the past few years, some groups who are not comfortable with the church's work in the region have attempted to disturb Christians in various ways. It's part of a pattern to persecute and prevent our institutions from carrying out missionary work. These politically backed groups do not tolerate any other religion, Father Peter said. The local Catholic community has strongly condemned the violence, appealing for prompt administrative action to identify and arrest the perpetrators, strengthen church security, and provide medical and psychological support to the victims. Please pray for persecuted Christians.
Please subscribe to our channel.
Cardinal Blaise Cupich and the Archdiocese of Chicago's Office of Human Dignity and Solidarity Immigration Ministry were scheduled to give Senator Dick Durbin, a baptized Catholic, a Lifetime Achievement Award for his work on immigration in November. However, the senator has had a long pro-choice position on abortion, so Bishop Thomas Paprocki of Springfield, Illinois, in whose diocese Durbin officially belongs, issued a fraternal correction to Cardinal Cupich, calling on the Archdiocese not to give the award to Durbin. Because this decision threatens to scandalize the faithful and injure the bonds of ecclesial communion, it should be reversed, Bishop Paprocki wrote on September 23rd in the journal First Things. In a surprise development released by Cardinal Cupich, Senator Durbin decided not to receive the award. In English, the Pope was asked for his opinion on the awarding of a prize to Democratic Senator Dick Durbin, who supports legalized abortion, by the Archbishop of Chicago. "I'm not very familiar with the particular case," Pope Leo said. "I think it is very important to look at the overall work a senator has done during, if I am not mistaken, 40 years of service in the United States Senate." The pontiff acknowledged the difficulties but emphasized that it is important to consider many issues related to the teaching of the Church. He underlined that saying, "I am against abortion," while supporting the death penalty is not truly pro-life, nor is agreeing with the inhumane treatment of immigrants in the United States. These are very complex issues. I do not know if anyone has the full truth on them, but I would first of all ask that there be greater mutual respect, and that together, as human beings, in that case as American citizens or citizens of Illinois, as well as Catholics, we say we need to look closely at all these ethical issues and find a way forward as a church. Church teaching on each of these issues is very clear. Cardinal Cupich wrote, "Senator Durbin today informed me that he has decided not to receive an award at our Keep Hope Alive celebration. While I am saddened by this news, I respect his decision. But I want to make clear that the decision to present him an award was specifically in recognition of his singular contribution to immigration reform and his unwavering support of immigrants, which is so needed in our day. Yet, I would be remiss if I did not take this opportunity to share some additional thoughts, which I offer as your pastor. As I look back on my 50 years as a priest and 27 years as a bishop, I have seen the divisions within the Catholic community dangerously deepen. These divisions harm the unity of the Church and undermine our witness to the gospel. Bishops cannot simply ignore this situation because we have a duty to promote unity and assist all Catholics to embrace the teachings of the Church as a consistent whole. The tragedy of our current situation in the United States is that Catholics find themselves politically homeless. The policies of neither political party perfectly encapsulate the breadth of Catholic teaching. Additionally, polling tends to show that when it comes to public policies, Catholics themselves remain divided along partisan lines, much like all Americans. This impasse has become more entrenched over the years, and our divisions undermine our calling to witness to the gospel. The controversy of these past days points to the depth and danger of such an impasse. Some would say that the Church should never honor a political leader if he pursues policies diametrically opposed to critical elements of Catholic social teaching. But the tragic reality in our nation today is that there are essentially no Catholic public officials who consistently pursue the essential elements of Catholic social teaching because our party system will not permit them to do so, wrote Cardinal Cupich.
Watch our programme every Friday at 7:30 p.m. Thanks for watching, and please subscribe to Catholic News World's channel. God bless.